Hi, I am Srikant. Today we are talking about arrow functions in JavaScript. Arrow functions in JavaScript are a way to write functions more easily and concisely. They were introduced to make writing functions quicker and to handle this keyword in more predictable way. How to write the arrow functions, how it works. So we'll see the syntax of the arrow function is very simple. This is the syntax. So we can check how we are going to use this syntax. So here I am taking two examples. One is traditional function and another one is arrow function. You see here, traditional way we can write functions like this. Function and a name. If you want pass any parameters. And just I am doing one console here. Or else you can return something here. I'm just adding the both parameters. A plus B. I console the function next line. I'm passing 2 comma 3 as parameters. Let's run the code. So if you see here, we got 5. So this is the traditional way of writing the JavaScript functions. Before introducing the arrow functions, everybody following like this. Now we'll go with the arrow function. I'm just commenting it out and writing the arrow function. I initialize the arrow function with const and take it as a variable. I'm just copying a whole line here and paste it here below the code. Saved it. I run the code again. And both the scenarios we got the same file. So if you see here, this is the more concise way of the writing of the functions. And even more, if you have a single statement, so you can go with the one line statement. So no need of the return word here. No need of the chances here. So for example, I'm just doing a single line of code A plus B. It will work without any errors. It will work. This is the more concise way than the previous one. If I run this code, you see here, I got the 5 again. So that's why the arrow functions are we can use in a more concise way and more simpler to use compared to the traditional functions. This keyword in arrow functions. When using arrow functions, this keyword behaves differently compared to the traditional function. Arrow functions do not have their own this context. Instead, they inherit this from the enclosing lexical context. This behavior can be particularly useful in certain situations, such as when working with object, methods, or event handlers. For example, here I take the two examples, one with traditional functionality and another with using the arrow functions. In example 1, we define an object person with properties first name and last name and method full name that uses this to access the own properties. In the second example, I take a constructor and with the parameters of first name, last name, and the properties of this dot first name and this dot last name. And I take this dot full name as an arrow function. And this dot first name and this dot last name of the constructor, I concatenate the both in the full name. So in the next step, I created a one instance and assigned it to the John by using new keyword. In the John variable, I call the full name method and it prints the output. So let's run the code. You see here, this one runs the John.fullname with this output, and in the first example, the same output it prints. When to use arrow functions? Use arrow functions for short, simple functions, especially when passing functions as arguments like map, filter, set timeout. For example, in this scenario, I take it one array and I'm going to map this array. You see here, I take an array with 1, 2, 3, and I make it that one with the multiple of 2, and I saved into the array 1. When I console that one, if you see this is the output. But here in this type of scenarios, we can use arrow functions, and they are great for the handling callback functions in event listeners or array operations. So this is about the arrow functions. Thank you. Please do subscribe.